Forever.
Waka- Wakanda forever.
Forever.
We back. We be back. Oh man. Well, Mr. Wamble, I think it's
Yes.
time to get it started. You ready?
Yes. Yes. Cut.
Woo! Let's go. Yay! We're here. Woo!
Woohoo.
It's Tuesday.
It is. It's Tuesday, and this
Oh,
is Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson. And we are here
yeah.
because we are excited. Excited to bring you this show and to also make sure that we mention what's happening on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we're going to do that, but we're letting you know that Interludes is streaming every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook private group, hello, our fan base, and also we are on Pod TV. Never miss an episode, and we are celebrating 100 episodes. It's huge. But the big thing that we would love to let you guys know about is we have stepped into the arena of comedy. Woohoo! So we have a clean comedy virtual show that is you can download it and go ahead and enjoy it. We're going to put some information about how you can get tickets. I'm going to have a private showing of it on this coming Sunday on the 31st. But for folks that cannot make it on that day, if you go ahead and you get your early bird tickets, you will be able to receive a link where you can watch it at your own leisure. So yes, so we are bringing the comedy to you guys, and it is on demand for you, right, Michael?
As well, it should be. That's right.
And also, we were if you would like to become a future guest or be a sponsor on Interludes, go ahead and let us know. And I will go ahead and put in the chat. Mr. Springer is here. Hello, Mr. Springer. Go ahead and I'll let you guys know it is linktr.ee/ pure light media. So we are back. We are back. We are back. That's what I'm talking about. So, Michael, I think we should talk about Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Yeah, nah, we should treat it just like the Sesame Street characters treat black people on the East Coast. Just nope. Nah, we want to talk about it. We definitely want to talk about Nope and a bunch of other things tonight. We got a whole packed show, and that's a good question right there. How many people have seen it?
I
I
mean,
saw it. I saw
I
it.
I
I
saw
saw
it
it.
today. I
Yeah. Oh,
saw it
you saw it
earlier
today.
today.
Okay.
It's nice
Earlier
and
today.
fresh. It's nice and fresh in my mind.
Fresh. Well,
Right
I think I
there.
saw it on Saturday, so it's nice and stale in my mind. No, it's pretty fresh still.
Oh wow.
Those visuals stay with you. They remain with you. Mr. Springer saw it. All right. All right. So the three of us contributed to the nearly $45 million that movie generated over the weekend, which means that people will go see a movie with a predominantly African American cast in it. I guess we'll know that, confirm that in November, right? But we
Exactly.
definitely know over the summer they will. They'll go see a Jordan Peele movie, and outside of Logan Paul, they'll have some positive things to say about the movie. It was
Mhm.
worth it. It is something you should see if you haven't had a chance to go see it, or if you haven't gone out to movies, things don't interest you, et cetera, et cetera. This movie, though Jordan Peele did Get Out and he did the movie Us, this is sci-fi. This movie is science fiction, and that's the way that it's being billed as a science fiction movie, and I think that's pretty accurate. Val and I were kind of talking about the movie after she saw it, and it's not horror. I mean, he's known as a horror director just because of his only two movies. This is only Jordan Peele's third, you know, time out here. But this is science fiction. It's suspense. It's a thriller, and it's got some very interesting things that we can talk about without giving the whole movie away. But it was certainly worth watching. Val, what did you think of Nope?
I was very impressed. Jordan Peele has a way of tying what has happened or been happening in our world to something very eerie. And when I say eerie, I mean, it to not give it away, but just to let you all know we're not dealing with the regular stuff. Jimmy Fallon interviewed Jordan Peele about the film. He interviewed Daniel Kaluuya, the lead actor, about this
Hmm.
film. And the funny thing that Daniel said is that Jordan said, I wanted to name the film something that we would say as African Americans when we think about something that's we can't think about that's unreal. It's like, nope, nope. It's a nope. And he said it just like that. And I was
Right.
like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But yeah, so there was some this is something you could talk about, Michael. Historical fact that was dropped in a little wonderful gem. And
Yeah.
that's something that I saw in the preview when we did the preview of showing Nope. I was like, oh wow, I remember that. What's that gem that Jordan drops in
Oh
the
yeah, there's
beginning
so
of the
many.
film?
But one of them is this idea, and I'll talk around it because you can find out. Hey, little Mr.
Hey,
Lee. So
Mark.
you can find out more about it on your own. So I want and if you're interested in it, these are things you should look up. That's what the movie does. It kind of raises questions, makes you think, and leaves you and lingers with you after the movie. One of the earliest images of someone in motion pictures, moving pictures moving on the screen, is of a man on a horse, a man kind of riding a horse. And as lore goes, as the story goes, it's likely that that person was black. Black people historically have been those who have been on horses, with horses, riding horses, either as jockeys or people taking care of horses. This is, we talked about this before, right? Cowboy. That's kind of where it comes from, right? So
Hmm.
here you have this image, and it's one of the earliest images of a motion picture, and they kind of drop it in as in, yeah, but what's his name? Now, this is one of the first times, we know who made the first phone call, right? We know whose voice went over in that way, right? We know these things because this is his history. Here you have movies. There's no other, form of communication that loves itself, will pat itself on the back. Oscars every year, COVID be darned. They still gonna have an Oscar celebration, right? Yet we
Exactly.
don't know who this is. Who was the first person in a moving picture? It was somebody black. Okay, well, who's that person? Well, somebody black. We don't know their name. That's not that important. And it's this idea of, our importance, our presence is just obviously and almost continuously erased or downgraded or whitewashed. It's just not there. And I mean, this is a movie that talks about a lot of things directly and raises a lot more ideas indirectly. The idea, I think I've seen, a couple of reviews that were really some that were negative about the movie. It's like, well, you don't understand. This is a movie about movies. You don't understand that this is a movie about a cultural experience. You don't understand the significance of sci-fi. Sci-fi has always been a way in which writers, at least post 1960s, have dealt with race and culture. That's what science fiction does. That's one of the things it does. I gotta agree with Mr. Springer there. There's
What you got to agree with? What did he say?
that if you could bring it up, his last comment there. Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
She is really good. She's very annoying because her character's supposed to be
It's
annoying.
supposed to be she's supposed to be annoying,
And she
exactly.
is. I was really annoyed with her, and I wanted her to go away.
And
I like her
I want to
changed.
bring this up. Your guy Gardis said that Peele's film is chalk with symbolism. What do you
Sure.
guys think was his overall s- symbolic theme?
Um, well, I'll try to talk about it without giving the movie away because the ending of the movie solidifies
I'll follow your lead.
what it's about. Um, the movie, the theme of the movie is a reminder that we we don't need to be we shouldn't the movie is kind of about the the flightiness and vapidness of of celebrity and celebrity culture. And in that way, it asks us, can we look away? Do we have to look at it? If there
There
is
we
a
go.
train wreck, do we have to look at the train wreck? If there's a car crash, if there's a fire, and there's nothing we can do about it, we can't put out the fire. We can't send people. They've already been notified. Like, so what are you doing? When you drive past that accident, on the road, why do you slow down? Why is there a caper's delay? What's
Right.
happening here? What is this curiosity that we have where we need to like look directly into the light? Like, can we
Like
look
they're
away from
doing
the
it,
light?
like they're doing in this picture.
Right, and if you can look away, how much better would you be for that ability? Absolutely, we get caught up, we do, and that is one of the ideas that really kind of permeates this. So I want to mention one thing that I saw today, which was really interesting. You know how
What you see?
we talk about people being inspired, Val. You know
Right.
how people are inspired for they have a vision, something comes to them. That's how they figure something out. Well,
Mm-hmm.
according to this report, and it's been reported in other places. I saw it online on I think it was Uprocks. I saw it. They went through Jordan Peele's Twitter
Uh-oh.
and found a 2014 tweet that I think has since kind of been retweeted and resurfaced over the last several days. And this is
Okay.
Jordan Peele, November 30th, 2014. He tweeted, dreamt that a baby chimp attacked some people, then ran to me and hugged me all scared. I woke up with tears streaming down my face. Hashtag bruh.
I love
So this
it.
back in 2014, before we knew this man for Get Out. I mean, he was a comedian, right? With his
Right.
guy, uh, Keith. Like, I had a scary dream, and now we all shared in his scary dream over the weekend, like to the tune of about $45 million in his first weekend. More to come, and I hope there's more to come. And soft segue here. Val and I certainly were really inspired looking at this movie, Nope, and it caused Val to have a question that we kind of go into and discuss in the upcoming podcast that'll be available tomorrow. And that has to do with the fact that of the three movies that Jordan Peele has made, Get Out, Us, and Nope, two of them star Daniel Kaluuya. They are the two best rated and best reviewed movies of the three. They also have been, some of the instantly profitable movies. There's something about the two of them together. There's some kind of chemistry there, and I think it's trust. And we kind of talk about this on the podcast. We go into actors and directors and those that have had relationships throughout the movies and created some of our favorite movies. So these two, that man with Jordan
Daniel.
Peele behind on the other side, Jordan Peele on the other side of the camera,
Mm-hmm.
he shines. He is a very strong, almost kind of like everyman, in a way that in in Hollywood you would see that as like a Jimmy Stewart character or a Tom Hanks character. Denzel Washington was, to me, was always kind of above the fray. He seemed to kind of float above like everyday kind of like life. Will Smith the same way. He kind of like floated above it as this kind of heroic sort of character. Daniel is like me. He's like us in a way. I mean, he is like the audience in the movie. So when he says nope, it's like, yeah, yeah, nope. I'm like, I'm not cool with this either. And you
Exactly.
feel the movie through him. And I think that's what kind of distinguishes him as this type of um, actor. And I think that's one of the things that probably appeals to Jordan Peele in using him in movies.
Yeah. He
Stoic.
he
I don't
really
know if he
he
was stoic. I don't know that.
yeah.
I see in the comments it talks
Well,
about Daniel Kaluuya being stoic, and I don't think he was stoic. I think he was really thoughtful. And
I
Val, you talked about that. Talk a
right,
little bit more
exactly.
about.
And I want to wrap up because I want to get to the preview
Mhm.
of Wakanda, but I want to say this. I was very moved by how Daniel portrayed this the son, kind of the young man who's carrying on a tradition, and you'll see what it's about. It deals with horses, introspective and very watchful. And because and I see Kevin, Mr. Springer saying stoic. That's I feel like that's possibly one of the characteristics, but not
Mhm.
necessarily
Mhm.
extremely still. I mean introspective stoic, like I'm watching everything. I'm noticing. I'm relating to the horses. I'm relating to a few other things. But before you jump in, let me make sure we get in other folks. Gardis, he says, was Kaluuya's performance in this film better than what he did in Judas and the Black Messiah? Do you remember that
Absolutely
film?
not. It's a different movie. It's a different kind of
Different
movie. So
movie,
no,
right?
no,
Right.
no.
And then Jimmy says, I would put Nope below Us. I think the acting in Us was better, especially Lapido. Lapido. So what do you think about that, Michael?
Nope. No. No. And I do think that Us has been unfairly criticized because
Mhm.
it was compared to Get Out, and Get Out is a masterpiece. And I don't think we should compare much of anything to Get Out.
And then Jimmy
However,
and then Jimmy
however,
oh, go ahead.
Peele is better. He's a better director. You
Right.
can
And
tell.
so
Yeah.
and then Jimmy also says that Daniel was too stoic. He couldn't understand what he was saying sometimes.
You know what? I looked at it more as he has an economy of action and words that he didn't say a whole lot. And when here's the way I would put it. Here's the way I would put it.
Okay. Here we
Okay,
go.
so there's an element in, not to get too far afield. I'm gonna keep it tight. I'm gonna keep it tight. Westerns and alien sci-fi are pretty much the same idea. One is set in the West, one is set with outer space as one of the frontiers. The final frontier used to be the old West. In sci-fi, it is outer space. So in a way, Daniel is playing kind of almost like a John Wayne kind of character where he doesn't say a whole lot. He does a whole lot and he lets his actions speak louder than his words. And that's why it was set in the West with the horses at that spot. It allows less to be said and more to be done.
Yeah, and so and I don't want to get more into it. I want to jump right to our next thing that we're going to be reviewing. But ultimately, this film, I would say, if you are a fan of Jordan Peele and what he has done with Get Out, Us, just kind of the writing and this and kind of the temp, the I want to say the cadence of this film, I followed it. I, a lot of people like to classify him as horror, but this is suspense thriller, and I was all in. And there were a couple of times I was laughing, and I was thinking I probably shouldn't be laughing at this point, but
No,
then
it's
I'm
funny.
remembering, but I'm remembering some things, some little nuances, and the one thing that I will say, and I noticed this about the trailer. This will be it. He used a different. Used I think Stevie Wonder's "Fingertips," but that song is not in the movie, but it's something about when it's playing on the record and then it just slows down, then it stops. This weird music. There's a classic song that's used in the film. I don't want to give too much away. I would say go ahead, please, pretty please check it out. And one last thing. Here's Kevin. He says that Daniel Kaluuya's character tends to seem to be comfortable around horses than the public. That means he did that
I,
delivery
I would
very, very
believe,
well.
yeah,
You
that's
agree?
good. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can trust horses more than you can trust people.
Oh my god. Well, now we go on to what was released over the weekend. I just want to just get right to it. And I know I want to figure out how to play it, but I was like I don't want the mouse to shut us down. So I'm just going to be cool
Not
about
to
it.
be okay if you play it. Everybody
I
playing it. I saw it on. I saw it on the View. I saw it on the Talk. It was just like what?
Yeah. So here's the question: Comic Con comes out every year. I think
Yeah,
as in San Diego. So they had
the big one. Yeah,
Dan Ryan Coogler, the director of Wakanda Forever. This is now the sequel to Black Panther. They did release the trailer for this, and I'm just telling you, um, what a trailer. I will figure out how to play it, but I am these beautiful scenes, and these are clips that I grabbed from the trailer. This is no short. I mean, there's Lupita looking gorgeous. This actually opens up. The music is wonderful. Here's a wonderful fact that Mr. Springer just put in the chat. 172 million views in the first 24 hours when it dropped. 172 million.
sounds low. Sounds low to me. I mean, there was not a person that I knew that hadn't either seen it or knew something about it. And there was no yeah, there's no place other than this.
Right.
This movie, I mean, that's ridiculous. This movie is yeah,
Yeah, I
really?
know.
Yeah, me too. I hear
You
good
saying that
things.
for
I
Mark?
hear good things, really good things.
Exactly. And this was Jimmy says it was the most powerful trailer, great visual and music. I strike a tear. I'm gonna
Are we
see if
all
I can.
crying?
I'm,
We were all crying. I cried.
and that's part of the cast from this past weekend when they were at Comic Con premiering this with Ryan, just everyone, including some of the
Yeah,
new cast
right.
members that are being brought on. It's amazing. It's
Val,
amazing.
the segue to transition. You're looking at the cast of Wakanda Forever, but in there is also the cast of Us. You notice that?
I just thought about that.
I
Oh my
mean,
gosh.
so I mean, you talk about an impact on film. My goodness, they're within the last like 5 years. There've been like we could probably easily identify five singular films that have changed movies and perception of people and culture forever. In just the last like 5 years. It's
Yeah.
amazing, amazing. And the music, you're talking about the music, that the way Jordan Peele and his sound design team does music for a suspense thriller genre. The music in the trailer to this Wakanda Forever, and its use of everything's gonna be all right, the reggae, and then it transitions into Kendrick Lamar's seminal all right rap at the very end, and knowing that Kendrick had, everything to do with the soundtrack of Black Panther, the first movie. That's one thing that I will be interested in, if Ryan has continued to look at an artist to kind of be the curator of the music. Will this be Kendrick Lamar again? I know he just recently had some new music come out. I would be interested in that part. That part I haven't heard about. I know about the visuals. The visuals on this movie are stunning from everything that we have seen in this trailer. You gonna play it? Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, let's I can't. Okay, wait, here we go.
Yeah, why don't you turn it up?
Can you hear that? All right.
Nah. Very little. Yeah.
Angela Bassett, just looking queenly. We love it.
Mm. That everything is gonna be all right, and then starting to transition.
Yeah, I know.
It's transitioning from like a hopefulness to an intentionality of like, I'm going to
Right.
make sure that everything is all right. It's not going to just happen that way. And that's when I started crying.
Yeah, but the build up is amazing. This is a build up here.
Oh, I was gone. I was gone already. I was watching the rest of this in tears. Even Neymar, where I looked at him, I'm like, oh wow, they're bringing that story in. Okay, they're going back to some real like straight up Marvel stuff here. But I was already in tears watching the rest of that. Because here's what I thought. I thought about the social ramifications of that, of putting an image of Angela Bassett on the screen as a black mother in our society, talking about losing a child. And I thought just how powerful that will be. And people will interpret that in November. God knows there'll be, how many, mass shootings between now and November, and all the people that we lose every weekend in cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and other places across the country that don't make it into national news, because that was just a few people in this one neighborhood that got shot, and it adds up to 60 every weekend. Yeah, I strike a tear. I do see some
That,
of that. Let's
let's
talk about
address this now. That's
it.
Gardis.
Yeah, yeah. So well, you and I talk. Well, in the podcast, we kind of addressed this.
We sure
Gardas, we
do.
talk about this in the podcast without giving that away. Here's what I mentioned. The director, Ryan Coogler, up to this point, with the exception of his student films.
I know
Anyway,
you're not
with all of
counting them.
his real big budget films, every single movie artist has had Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan has been in every Ryan Coogler movie up to this point. And the next movie scheduled by Ryan Coogler that's going to be coming out after Wakanda Forever will also star Michael B. Jordan. Now, if you think he's going to be absent in this one movie and break that streak, you and I should go on FanDuel because I think I'm about to make a bunch of money.
Michael, do you hear what Jimmy's
Marvel,
saying?
I, I'm afraid.
They should just recast T'Challa.
Uh,
Sacrilege.
I, no. I agree with that. I think they
I
should.
agree with that too.
I don't think that they should have done that. However, they did. They did because this is it. It's beyond Marvel. The phenomenon that Black Panther created is beyond Marvel. It's beyond regular like movie. It's its own thing, and it's its own thing in the culture. People embrace this particular actor as this character. They cannot separate it right now,
Mhm.
and I think to ask them to do that is to ask a lot. That's There's a suspension of disbelief that comes in watching any movie. However, those lines were so blurred by this movie that he died. So if you see him, that will freak you out. And it probably would freak a little kid out to see him because they were crying when he died. So
Right.
the idea, I mean, I know we're talking about postmodernism, to the 10th power, but it just is that. So one, Michael B. Jordan is probably in this movie. They probably won't tell you until like the day after it comes out, and then the stories will come out. I believe that. Now Marvel won't say it. They probably won't say he is or isn't. They'll be coy about it, like the fish, coy. But I'm pretty sure he's probably in the movie. Now, should T'Challa been recast? Yes. Do you think that the movie's going to shift from being about Black Panther to being some kind of celebration of Black women? I'm okay with that. If
I'm
it
definitely
is,
okay with that. I am
I'm
definitely
pretty
okay with
good
that.
on that one, buddy. Like, if we're talking about the strongest characters, I mean, they just were. It's the queen. It's Lavina's character. It's the baby sister. I mean, look at the force that protects the royalty of Wakanda. I mean, these are like some strong women. So yeah, it is. Do you think that's gonna hit huge? Yeah, that's going to be really
Exactly.
big. I mean, if
Ex-
there's only one particular group that I think doesn't feel completely embraced by Marvel and the Marvel universe, it might be Black women. Boy, once you give Black women aboard where they can go to like smaller children, to like daughters and nieces, and say, "Oh, there's a superhero that you are part and you could be." That's gonna be big, really big. Oh, probably earlier. I mean, probably earlier. I mean, here's the thing: just all you have to do is you do a flashback. You give us some
Mhm.
information that we didn't in the first Black Panther movie. We certainly saw the origin story of both T'Challa as well as Killmonger.
Mhm.
Why would you think that there's not more to tell about Killmonger's time in Oakland or his time in the U.S. service? Something that we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. Hey, did he have any? I mean, Marvel could do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, is there a young person there that needs to be adopted into Wakanda that maybe was left behind when Killmonger left? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. And see, this is so for our we'll still take some more comments on Wakanda Forever, but just to do our nice little wink and a nod, the dates. The film Black Panther: Wakanda Forever will be released November 11th, 2022. All of those numbers mean
11,
something, and
11, make
so
a wish.
11/11, and also who is this? I think. Oh, it says maybe Killmonger might show up in the post-credit scene. I Did you all
I
watch?
think earlier.
No, seriously, did we watch the trailer? Because at the very end of the trailer, the very last view you see are claws. Who is that? Come on, come on, come on.
It's a
And
baby sis.
Kevin wants to bring up. Hey, have you guys seen the Woman King starring Viola Davis? We have seen that trailer,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm excited to see it. And then Kevin also says, in addition, have any of you guys seen the trailer for The Woman King starring Viola Davis? Any thoughts? What were your thoughts on the Woman King trailer?
I like it. Those are the type of roles I want to see Viola Davis kind of pursue.
Yeah.
I don't ever need to see her in the 1960s again.
Oh, ooh, ooh,
The
ooh,
1960s
ooh.
have the 1960s have become slavery for her. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like you have that certain level of like I'm tired of seeing us in slavery. Are there other times in the history of the world you can see black people? So yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good with her taking on a type of role. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jimmy. That's true. Yeah, that's got to be her.
Now, before we bring on Coach, because I see that he's here, I really wanted to talk about this before we completely run out of time. Let me do this. Uh, have has anyone seen the documentary on Hulu called Aftershock? Um, Speaking of Black women and Black mothers, this is currently
Found
on
it.
Hulu. And I found out about Aftershock by watching an interview with Tanya Lewis Lee. This is the wife of Spike Lee, and she is along with another person that directs and captures this story. The story that made news that I was paying attention to right out of the pandemic, or at the beginning of the pandemic, was the passing of one of the young ladies here. And this film premiered at Sundance and the Southwest by Southwest.
Yeah, South by Southwest. Yeah. But the person you're
So
talking about is from Brooklyn, so this is a story you would be familiar with, right, Val?
right, yeah, and so there's her mom and just kind of the Amber, that's her name, and these are the gentlemen, the partners who lost their beautiful partners in childbirth, and I know that scene very well. Where my Brooklyn people at? That is the Brooklyn Library, right at the circle of Flatbush and the circle, and it goes out. Okay, I'm having good Brooklyn flashbacks right now. But it's a great, I think it's a very poignant documentary speaking about how, if you it speaks to healthcare, and how if you are a woman of color and having a baby, and if your insurance isn't, where, I don't know, private, or where you can demand, if it's Medicaid or that, not even that, things can be ignored. And the Montefiore hospital in the Bronx had a lot of issues at the beginning of the pandemic, and this was one of them. They were trying to blame this death on COVID, and come to find out, no, this girl's platelets were decreasing, and they didn't let her know. This was a very preventable death. And from what there was a lot of times I found myself just kind of in tears, because I'm thinking about my friends and people who have had very tough pregnancies, and that right to bring life is not being protected by giving you good health. If we're running around taking away the choice to have a baby, Lord, can we please have the right to have great health care? If you're demanding, if you're on the
I
side to
mean,
say, hey, Roe versus Wade, you gotta have that kid. Well, if I gotta have the kid, provide me with the proper health care for me to have it with no complications. And if I'm telling you something's wrong with me, Lord, don't get me started. If
yeah.
I'm telling you something's wrong with me, pay attention.
Right,
Michael,
right,
please take
right.
over. I don't want to
Absolutely.
keep
No, no,
saying
no.
I'm
I
sorry.
know. I love righteous indignation. I mean, and in this picture the picture that you have up there, I want people to see that those three words there because I think they get it twisted, and I want to explain it. I'll break it down. You see those three words? They say Black Lives Matter, and I know that people want to get caught up in however much some young woman in California has and whether or not she could buy a mansion and how many people she's hiring out of her family. I have no concern about that. What I am looking at here is that this has nothing to do with the police, policing, or be pulled over. When we say Black Lives Matter, that also means in the hospital that the nurse, that the doctor has to value my life as much as they would any other patient there. And if they're looking at a woman who is pregnant, that they have to value that woman and, according to Supreme Court, right, that baby she's carrying, and they need to value both of those lives. And they can't look at one of those lives as being something that could easily be sacrificed or disregarded when compared to what getting away for the weekend, setting up a golf time to get 18 holes in. I'll just do a cesarean today because it's just easier than natural childbirth. It's more predictable than that. I don't have to monitor this person. She looks like a healthy black woman, and they're strong, right? They're so strong. They don't really even need us, like, because they're like superhuman. See, this is the same thing that causes four police officers to jump one male because he's black. He's superhuman. So, black men are not superhuman unless they're in a Marvel movie, okay? Black women are not superhuman. We need the same care you would give anybody else. And
All right.
please take care of us. If we have put ourselves in your hands, please respect that. If not for us, at least for you and the professionalism that you're supposed to show every human being. Please do that. And
So
I can very briefly, I'll just mention both of the lives that I got to see brought into the world that had something to do with. Um, they were both quote unquote problem pregnancies. Okay, they were both at risk births, and it required a lot. And at times, in one case, there was a doula there, and I know it took me as well as the doula getting on the doctor to make sure everything was as it needed to be. And that's not what everybody can do, and that's not the case, and it should not be the norm.
exactly. So the two women that they focus in on, I had to get the information. Shawnee Benton Gibson, that's the mom for Shimoni, and her partner Omari Maywood. That was her partner, and then Bruce Mc, McTire. I'm saying his name wrong.
McIntyre, McIntyre.
McIntyre, Bruce
Yeah.
McIntyre, Amber Rose's partner. These are weird. These are weird ages to pass away. Shimoni passed away at age 31, giving birth 2 weeks after having a C-section, and Amber Rose Isaac died at age 26, giving birth.
And in
And
Simone's case, this wasn't her first child.
no, it wasn't. This was her second child. And so I am loving how mom is out there being very vocal about what has happened. She says, you will remember, you will say her name. And this literally was happening in the same breath as people were finding out more about Breonna Taylor and how she got murdered. Like this was a very weird time, 2020.
And remember Serena. I mean, if you don't remember
Yes.
anything, I think most of you probably remember Serena Williams and her pregnancy, and the fact that we almost lost her. She nearly died as a result of complications. Now, if anybody's got good at healthcare, if anybody could afford it, between Serena's tennis money and all that Reddit money, yeah. So if her life seemingly is expendable and people aren't taking that seriously, why would you think they would take your life seriously? I mean, and this is not just in the Bronx. This ain't just in New York, okay? If you are a woman of color, your pregnancy is at a higher risk than a white woman in America, period. If you live someplace, unfortunately, like a Tulsa, Oklahoma, then you move, because it has the highest rate of morbidity from pregnancy than any other place. A black woman trying to give birth in Tulsa, Oklahoma, might as well just drive on down to Dallas, okay?
Right.
Some other place.
So we've kind of given you all the nuggets, but please, if you have Hulu, please go out and check out Aftershock. It's directed by Spike Lee's beautiful wife, Tanya Lee Lewis, and it is a part of the documentary series that is on Hulu. Aftershock, it's done very well, so go ahead and check that out. But right now, as we get ready to pivot here, it's time to bring on, okay, we show where that is. Time to bring on our coach. Let's speak about some sports. Coach Tony, he's here. Woo! It's Coach.
Man. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
Coach?
Man, I gotta apologize. They had me running last weekend, man. I didn't get a chance to catch up with you, but I'll be back like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I know. Y'all should know he came into the city and went. Neither one of us saw him. Just like in and out. This man is running. This man is busy.
Running.
I feel like the running back. We're gonna do one of these numbers.
Running, keep running. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Mr. Springer saying hello. Welcome, Coach Tony. How's it going, Coach?
And I meant to send to you, Mr. Kevin, I got to send a quick shout out to a good buddy of mine, Mr. Simba Pierce. Mike's kind of, things you talk about doing for the community a lot. She's putting on a gala called We Outside Summerfest in the ATL, August 6th. It's going to be in Lovejoy, Georgia. So you guys look that up. We Outside Summerfest. And it's to help young musicians, artists, matter of fact, you and Val may want to go down and help the young comedians, young musicians.
Well, Tony, we wanted to talk about some of the events that have been happening. World Championships, the track and field. What you got for us? Did you watch?
I was disappointed with the men and in love with the women.
You were in love with the women.
That ain't no surprise, man.
Oh my gosh!
That ain't no surprise, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, man.
On that cheek.
Yeah, little Miss Terry, man, right there did a thing, man, and the women's 4x100. Man, they shocked me because I was scared that Jamaica was going to, come back and take the gold, but them girls from the U.S. was ready to run, man. They were pumped up. And as you said a moment ago, if I would have been on my FanDuel, I could have been promotionally making a good opportunity out of that.
Yeah, hey, Coach, she looking back at the competition. You see, it's behind, right?
She looking like, she like, where they go?
Where they at? I'm too far ahead. That's all right. I just
man.
Y'all got Jimmy cracking up.
Man, I tell you, in the men, they should have took some lessons from the women, because did you see not one, not two, but three very poor handoffs with the men that screwed them up from goal after they just killed and went 1, 2, 3 in the 100. That pissed me off.
You know, that happens. As much as people love the spreads, I 4x4 to me, because it's historically, you know, from high school on, that is the signature. That's the wrap up event. That's the one everybody is looking at. I looked at the men and the women in the 4x4, and I was pleased at what I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I like them, but to have Canada win that, Mike, come on, man, and even though it was a bad
Which one? Which
handoff,
one are we talking about? 4x4. We that's us. We USA won 4x4. Men
I
and
mean,
women.
I'm talking on a 4x100.
Oh, okay.
I ignore that. That's cute. That's cute. I need an athlete. The athlete is running a quarter. Athletes run the quarter, and coach. Finally, we got a sister there running the half and winning the half mile. That was my race once upon and 3 bodies ago. I ran the half mile. That's that race. That's a tough race there.
That's a very tough race. But I was proud of them overall. I forgot the medal count, but I tell you one thing that was really I was really surprised about. Nike did a great job of putting this entire venue together, man, in Oregon. I thought that was huge.
Well, they better, right? I mean, Nike's whole background, Prefontaine, all of that, Haywood. I mean, this is something that I know that Phil Knight said this was like 20 some odd years in the making to get to host the World Championships there in America, in the U.S. And of course, it's going to be in Oregon. That's his home.
Exactly. And home of the running shoes. So, you know how many pairs of brand new Nikes that are probably tested this weekend?
A lot.
A lot. Well, Coach, my Sky is down right now. They're down by 8 in the third. I'm just checking the score there.
I'm glad because they were getting blown out at halftime, 42-24, man. But Hodge Wilson ain't no joke. But so to be down by 8 in the third, that means Coach Wade had something to say in the locker room. They came out ready to play.
Close. I mean, the Sky closes. They may not win this Commissioner Cup game, but they are closers. So I just wait around the last 2 minutes. That's when you'll know something. Yeah, they're hanging around 10 to 8 points. They're within 8 right now. So this Commissioner's Cup, Coach, with the WNBA, this is relatively new. What can you tell us about it?
It's relatively new, man. What do they want to do? Here's what I'm thinking, Mike. I think they got so embarrassed by that little bitty trophy, right, that they gave out at the WNBA, All-Star game. They said, we need to make up something. Oh, let's create a Commissioner's Cup.
Oh, wow. Was it that small? Come on, Michael. It couldn't have been
tiny. It was big enough to drink your coffee, morning coffee out of, Val. Incredible.
Oh, this is a shot. Okay.
Yeah. I tell you, it's crazy. But, I think, Mike, what they did is good. They, to give and shed some light on the WNBA commissioner, trying to do a better job, trying to really sell the sport, trying to really get it out there. This is the first annual Commissioner's Cup, and I think they're going to try, kind of like what baseball did with Field of Dreams last year, right, with the Yankees and the Sox. And this year, our beloved Cubs is going to be in there with St. Louis. So I think it's the same thing, and I'm hoping it catches on because I think the women deserve it.
What are these Cubs you talk about?
I think they came out the woods, the little Cubby Bears, one in the white. Oh, yeah. Put it on old school.
Oh my God!
So there are 2 teams in Chicago. Is that what you're saying, Coach? This is news to me.
Wait a minute.
We just borrowed the one from the north side every now and then.
Oh, okay. My gosh! I mean, that's all kind of shades. But you know what? Tomorrow I found out that the NFL training camp starts tomorrow. So
it don't matter. Just don't put your money on the Bears. You can be all right.
This is for
the who?
entertainment purposes
The who?
only.
Coach, coach. I mean, I hate to mention his name, but I don't know if you saw because it sort of went viral there. Aaron Rodgers doing his best Con Air impression. What's up with this dude? Did you see that picture?
Man, let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers thinks he's on. I think he's trying to be the new Tom Brady, right?
Oh, he is?
I think he's
I
trying to
think
be the
so.
new Joe Namath. I mean,
Well,
this dude is like.
I'm just saying he's on everything. I mean, he surpassed Tom. Well, put it like this: he's like the new Deion Sanders prime time, right? When it comes to quarterback, because he jumped out and got those State Farm commercials rolling.
He did. But as far as I know, for entertainment purposes only, the Bills are the preemptive favorites to get to and win the Super Bowl. Josh Allen's team, Diggs' team, they're supposed to be going because they got Von Miller on the other side, on the defensive side this year.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing only. Don't count out my Titans. They still got to come through Tennessee.
Well, Derrick Henry's going to have a bounce back, right?
Oh, he'll have a bounce back.
Have y'all found a quarterback yet?
Ooh.
I think they told me to talk to you and see if you was available.
Here we go.
I can do just as well as Ryan Tannehill. Hand the ball off to Henry.
And move out the way. Hand off, move out the way.
Move. Hey, coach, I can even stand there and like get in the way of somebody tackling Henry. I could stand there as a stick, be at least like a tackling dummy, get in the way,
Well, hey, long as they make it happen, and all that. And Val, did we have our guest in tonight?
No, we did not. It's fine. I guess we will have her at another time. But what we should know about the WNBA and Tennessee. What was the main thing that you would like? You want to talk to her about?
We can hold it.
Well,
we can hold it. Actually, we can hold it. We can hold it.
I love teasing. I love a tease.
Hey,
let's do a tease.
Can hold it so we can get it right from the person. And
I'm gonna give it to you right. The Bills will not win the Super Bowl.
Ooh,
I tell you that. And the surprise team this year is going to be none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. Wait a minute. Now you've stressed out Mr. Wamble. What is he looking? Now he's taking off his hat, coach. He doesn't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth right now, coach. What are you doing?
The quarterback that I know is the former quarterback of the Chicago Bears. Is that what you're telling me?
But the Steelers are going to run the ball this year, and they're going to throw a lot of short passes. And the opposite, and if it won't be Pittsburgh, it's going to be Indianapolis Colts.
I'm sorry, Bears fans. Do you know who he's talking about? Do you know who's in Pittsburgh as slated to be the quarterback there?
I just don't think
they're number one.
I
can't even say his name. I have PTSD. I can't even say his name, coach.
I got PTSD, right?
In the world is happening.
Mitchell.
That's how we got to get sometimes. We got to get that backwards going on. He don't even we obviously know why he was in Chicago, Mike. He couldn't understand how to run an offensive set, right? We do know that. But I think that I look at it like this. Tannehill went to the Dolphins, right? And they traded him. And where did he end up? In Tennessee. And what happened? Back to back to the playoffs. Tennessee's been playing the best under Tannehill since he's been here. But can he get us over the hump? I don't think so. So now you have Mitch. He's going to roll to Pittsburgh. He's down there, had an opportunity. They're going to put the ball on the ground this year. They're going to run this ball, and the Steelers will be back in the hunt.
I'll talk to you about this later because I'm gonna need a week to process this.
Well, anyway, Coach, come back next week. Give us some more for entertainment purposes, predictions only, and then I guess we'll we'll make sure that we'll have our guests for next week, and just we'll keep it moving. You're
I,
stressing out, Mr. Wamble. We gotta have a chat.
you
Okay.
know, I thought he just came off a wonderful Wakanda deal. I done stressed him out, man.
Oh Lord,
You
Lord,
just told
ladies
me.
and gentlemen, it's Coach Tony. Give
Oh, Tony,
him a
Tony.
hand. There he goes. Woo! Oh my gosh. So, Michael,
Yeah.
was it that bad? What he just
He
said, was
he
it
just
that
said
bad?
that Mitchell Trubisky is going to lead a team to the playoffs. Do you know how much Bears fans will freak out if that actually happens? That we had him, misused him, got rid of him, got in a new coach, got a new quarterback, and to see that if that man gets anywhere near the playoffs, this time we'll freak out. Anyway, okay, okay.
Okay, so as Mr. Womble goes ahead and process that, if you'd love to have some of his thoughts that he's thinking about, and you know how we do it here, tomorrow night, Mr. Womble, it'll be hashtag Womble Wednesdays. You'll be there.
I'm gonna talk about E85 because I
E85.
almost was late tonight because of E85, the gas. Y'all gotta learn some like gas station etiquette. And I'm gonna talk about gas station etiquette tomorrow because I'll be just as ticked off about it tomorrow as I am tonight. Guarantee you, I will be.
Oh my gosh! I don't. Good gracious, I most definitely do not want you angry in that regard. We definitely don't want that happening. Guys, go ahead. Thank you so very much. Never miss an episode. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. And then, of course, I am going to let you guys know we have the
Woo!
virtual clean comedy show. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Go
Where
back
it
to
go?
that. Yeah,
Well,
okay,
we thank you too. We
gotta
do
put it on
thank you.
pause.
That
Gotta
is
put it on
true.
pause. There we go.
There
Yes.
we
So
go.
it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have. Okay, I don't know what's happening. We're gonna
It,
have
yeah,
Mr.
we're
We're gonna
gonna
have.
have.
We'll have Mr. We'll have Mr. Springer put in the chat the way that you can get tickets for the virtual show. And keep
Yes,
in
please
mind,
do.
you can
Go
look
fund
at the
me.
virtual show whenever. Once
Go
you
fund
get
me,
tickets.
please. I need it.
I guess Mr. Springer went ahead and caught what you said. He says
Yes.
gas station etiquette. We need to talk about that.
I mean, some of y'all know already what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that yellow. You see that yellow at the gas station. You know what that means.
Oh, good gracious. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Yup.
So that virtual comedy show, I will be having a personal showing with some music. That'll be on Sunday, July 31st,
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
2022. And then tomorrow we have our new audio episode coming out. It is phenomenal. We will be talking about directors and
And
their
nope. And Jordan
muse.
Peele and
And
Ryan
yes, and their
Coogler
muse.
and Ava DuVernay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other folks. Wes Anderson, P.T. Anderson, Sophia
Okay,
Coppola, a lot of different directors.
don't tell the whole podcast right now.
I
We're
didn't
gonna
tell the whole pie. I
you
just
about to
gave people
mention
a taste.
you about to mention everybody
I
we're
just
gonna
poured
talk
it
about.
in the hand. I poured a
I
little in
know.
the hand.
Interludes Extra is streaming every Tuesday on YouTube, our Facebook private group fan base, LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIn, under our
Hello,
Pure Lighthouse
LinkedIn.
Media. And now we're available on Pot TV Roku channel. Thank you, Mark.
Let's link up.
If
Yeah,
you'd
buddy.
like to become if you'd like to become a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. What's your name, Mr. Wamble?
My name is not Val the Voice Johnson, but yours is. Yeah, there you go. And this has been Interludes Extra Taco Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson.
Yay! So thank you for joining us, and we are out. Peace.